It's precisely 1:15. This is the news on Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. News is edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Sabrina Zawahir. First, the headlines. The government is ready to implement new tax proposals. Distribution of rice being carried out through Satosa network in order to supply an adequate stock to the market. There is a decline of respiratory diseases due to the wearing of the face masks. 3 persons have been taken into custody with the possession of 128 fake notes of 5,000 rupees. And in world news, Japanese Prime Minister gets vaccine shot ahead of trip to US. Now the local news in detail. The government is planning to implement new tax proposals. The tax reforms were carried out under the pledge of the President for the efficient tax system in a transparent manner. According to the proposal presented at the 2021 budget, the necessary draft bills to amend the Tax Act has been prepared to implement policies and tax amendment decisions. These draft bills will be submitted to the Parliament after the Gazette notification. Minister Keheli Rambukwala said in a cabinet briefing held today that the cabinet approval has been received for it. The cabinet approval has been received to implement the Guru Gedara Educational Rupavahini program further. This program was telecast by Channel I of Rupavahini Corporation and Netra Channel due to the schools being closed and due to the corona pandemic. State Minister Professor Channa Jayasumana says that the respiratory-related diseases has been declined largely due to the wearing of the face masks. He made these remarks participating in an opening ceremony of Face Mask Manufacturing Institute in Opatha area in Kotugoda, Jaela today. Surgical face masks K995 face masks will be manufactured at this factory. 3 persons have been arrested in Akarai Patu area with 128 counterfeit 5,000 rupee notes. The police said the trio was apprehended based on information provided by officers attached to the Sri Lanka Army Intelligence Unit. This news is brought to you by Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Continuing local news, Surakumaganga National Environmental Program will be initiated by the President Gotabaya Rajapaksa on Monday. The objective of this program is to provide pure drinking water facilities as stated in the Saubhagya Dakma policy. Accordingly, 103 network of rivers will be protected. This program will be implemented by the Central Environmental Authority. The government hopes to pass the Tripitaka Conserve draft bill through the Parliament. The Ministry of Buddha Sasana will provide the advice to prepare the draft bill in this regard. The Tripitaka has declared as a national heritage by a Gazette notification published on 7th February 2019. The main objective of the Tripitaka Conservation Draft Bill is to protect the Tripitaka for future generations. That ends local news. The main news story follows.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
The Cabinet of Ministers approved the decision of distributing rice through Satosa network in order to supply an adequate stock to the market. The decision was made as an alternative for the lack of stocks in the market due to the controlled price. Accordingly, the stocks of paddy purchased from farmers by the Paddy Marketing Board will be converted into rice and will be distributed. Also, further alternative measures will be decided after considering the progress of the rice distribution through Satosa branch network. That was our main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhaleba.
In Watchlight, the farmers in Anuradhapura says that they did not get the expected harvest from the paddy seeds they received for the Maha season. The farmers in Medavachia say that if they get high standard of paddy seeds, a fruitful harvest could be achieved. More farmers state that they could not get the expected harvest, although they purchased a kilo of 374 variety of paddy for 100 rupees. That was Watchlight. A bulletin of world news follows.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always. All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
The headlines of the world news. Japanese Prime Minister gets vaccine shot ahead of trip to US. India reports record daily rise in new infections. EU to begin legal action over alleged NI protocol breach. Now the world news in detail. Japan's Prime Minister Suga Yoshihide has received a COVID-19 vaccine ahead of his visit to the United States. Arrangements are being made for Suga to meet US President Joe Biden early next month or later. He and each member of a Japanese delegation accompanying him will be vaccinated before their trip. Suga received the first of 2 doses of the vaccine at the National Center for Global Health and Medicine in Tokyo's Shinjuku ward this morning. India recorded its highest single-day spike this year yesterday with 26,291 new coronavirus cases reported in the last 24 hours. The western state of Maharashtra, which has long been a virus hotspot, accounts for more than half the new infections. India's caseload began to dip at the start of 2021, but poor adherence to COVID safety norms seems to be driving a fresh surge in several states. India has so far recorded more than 11 million COVID cases and 158,000 deaths. The EU has begun legal action against the UK over its alleged breach, the NI protocol. It could lead to the UK having to defend its actions at the European Court of Justice. The European Commission's Vice President said he hopes the issue can be resolved without further legal action. Maros Sefcovic said the EU's preference is for collaborative, pragmatic and constructive political discussions. The protocol is a part of the Brexit deal relating to the Northern Ireland and has led to the creation of a new trade border between Northern Ireland and the rest of the UK. That ends World News. Prior to concluding, the headlines of the World News once again. Japanese Prime Minister gets vaccine shot ahead of trip to US. India reports record daily rise in new infections. EU to begin legal action over alleged NI protocol breach. With that, we conclude the world news. Next up is the development news.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always. All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
In development news, a program to construct 5,000 rural bridges has begun. It is expected to complete the construction program during the next 4 years. 10 billion rupees has been allocated for the project. Under the Saubhagya Dakma program of the President, permanent bridges instead of wire bridge, small bridges will be constructed. That came to you in development news. Next up is the sports news. Taking a look at the sports news, Sri Lanka, India and South Africa have qualified for the semi-final round of the Legend Group of Road Safety World Series tournament. The other semi-final tournament will be selected from the England Legend team, which is to be held today. Although the Sri Lankan team is leading at the run rate, the Indian team has secured the first place yesterday. Therefore, the Sri Lankan team has to compete with the team who will take the third place of the bonus point table at the semi-final rounds. That came to you in sports news. Next up is the business news.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
The Ministry of Industries launched the standard operating procedure for local assembly of vehicles and automotive component manufacturing to encourage world-renowned brands to locally assemble vehicles. This historic SOP launched yesterday by Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa and Minister of Industries Vimal Weerawansa, and this expects to save over 300 billion rupees annually from the import of vehicles' automotive spare parts. That ends Business News.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy.
Calm down, everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge.
LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Microelectric International received the ISO 9001-2015 certification from the Sri Lanka Standards Institutions recently for their range of electrical products. Microelectric International has been an electric equipment importer since in 1995 and in 1998 took the bold decision to move into the electric equipment and accessories manufacturing. Due to its high quality of production, Microelectric commenced exports from 1998. The company now manufactures over 45 products under its Devolca and Micro brands and employs over 50 people as direct employees and 350 as indirect employees. That ends Economic News.
Congratulations on your promotion. Heard you gave a treat for everyone in your department yesterday.
Yeah.
When will be our treat, huh?
Well, how about today?
Oh no, I was just joking. We'll have a party with your new salary.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Finally, it's a look at the weather report. The Met Department says showers or thunder showers will occur at several places in Sabragamua, western and northwestern provinces, and in Galle, Matara and Kandy districts during the evening or night. Fairly heavy falls above 75 millimeters can be expected at some places in these areas. Light showers will occur in eastern and Uva provinces and in Nuwara, Matale and Polonnaruwa districts. That was the weather report. Prior to concluding this bulletin of news, the headlines once again. The government is ready to implement new tax proposals. Distribution of rice being carried out through Satosa network in order to supply an adequate stock to the market. There is a decline of respiratory diseases due to wearing of the face masks. 3 persons have been taken into custody with the possession of 128 fake notes of 5,000 rupees. With that, we conclude the news, and over to my friend and certainly yours as well, who is all geared up to keep you entertained with a wonderful collection of music indeed. Over to you, Niranjan.